opening question.
What is the meaning of life? A question as old as humanity itself. We ask it when we gaze into the stars, when we walk through deep crises, or when, despite success and abundance, we sense a quiet emptiness. Is meaning something given, a truth we must uncover, or do we create it ourselves with every breath, with every choice? For 2,000 years, philosophers have offered their answers. Socrates, with his call to self-knowledge, Epicurus, with simple joy, the Stoics, with serenity, Nietzsche, with the daring idea that we are the creators of meaning. Today, I want to take you on a journey through these voices, not to arrive at a final answer, but to see the question itself as an invitation. For perhaps the meaning of life does not lie in possessing it, but in seeking it again and again.
Poetic reflection. There are moments when life seems to stand still. A beam of sunlight breaking through the trees, the laughter of a friend, or the sea, its waves endlessly folding upon the shore. In such moments, I ask myself, do I truly need a grand answer in order to live? Perhaps meaning does not rest in reaching a distant goal, but in experiencing the path itself. And yet, there are days when everything feels empty. The routines of daily life, the endless striving for more, the lingering sense that something is missing. It is in this tension between fullness and emptiness that philosophy begins, not to confuse us, but to wake us to the possibility of shaping life with intention. Perhaps meaning is not fixed, but a dance, sometimes heavy, sometimes light, sometimes hidden, sometimes clear. And perhaps it is we, with our thoughts, actions, and dreams, who give this dance its direction.
Before we dive into the thinkers themselves, it's worth noting something. Every age has returned to this same question. What is the meaning of life? And yet the answers differ, shaped by culture, by crisis, and by hope. To follow this journey is to walk alongside humanity itself, across centuries of searching.
The classical answers, meaning in the good, the true, the beautiful. In antiquity, the meaning of life was often seen in the order of the cosmos. Socrates urged, "Know thyself." For him, meaning lay in examining one's life and cultivating virtue. Plato spoke of the good itself, an eternal idea that gives direction to all being. To live with meaning meant aligning oneself with this higher order. Aristotle, in contrast, was more practical. He spoke of eudaimonia, a flourishing life, not happiness as a fleeting moment, but as a lasting state, arising when we unfold our abilities and act in harmony with reason and virtue. The Stoics, in turn, saw meaning in the acceptance of fate. For them, serenity was the key, not to wish the world were different, but to hold one's ground within it. All these voices remind us meaning was never an abstraction. It was always an invitation to the art of living.
Modern voices. Meaning in the individual. With the modern age, the human being moved to the center. Epicurus, though ancient, already pointed there. He emphasized simple joys, friendship, calm, inner freedom. For him, meaning lay in avoiding pain and nurturing delight, but without excess. Later, Nietzsche turned everything upside down. He asked, if there is no given meaning, are we lost? His answer, no. We are creators. We give life meaning by setting values, by affirming existence itself, even suffering. Meaning is not a gift. It is an act of courage. Jean-Paul Sartre, the existentialist, echoed this. He said, man is condemned to be free. That is, we are free and therefore responsible to give life its significance. Thus, meaning shifts from cosmic order to personal task. Contemporary thoughts, meaning in connection and mindfulness. Today, in the 21st century, we search for meaning amid speed, technology, and global crises. Viktor Frankl, psychologist and philosopher, found his answer in the face of horror. In the concentration camp, he discovered meaning can be found even in suffering, when we choose a stance stronger than the pain. For Frankl, meaning was not in success, but in responsibility for others, for ourselves, for the world. Eastern philosophies, too, have left deep marks. Buddhism teaches meaning is not in clinging, but in letting go, in dwelling consciously in the present moment. Perhaps then, we need no final answer. Perhaps meaning lies in this, to allow the questions, to live in relationship, to practice mindfulness, and to shape life as a work never complete.
Mirror of daily life. Social media and comparison. You scroll for hours, see the perfect lives of others, and ask, what is my meaning? A Stoic thought might help. Happiness is not outside me, but in my stance toward life. University or career. You chase goal after goal, but each time you reach one, a new one rises. Aristotle would say, meaning is not in single achievements, but in unfolding your capacities. Friendship and love? In a world that often feels shallow, Epicurus reminds us the greatest joy is friendship. Perhaps meaning is not the great why, but the simple with whom. Crisis and loss? You lose something that mattered deeply. Everything seems stripped of sense. Frankl would answer, even in suffering, there is meaning. if we confront it with the right stance. And so we see. Meaning is no luxury. It is something we can find in every moment, even in the places we least expect it.
Quiet ending.
Perhaps the question of life's meaning was never meant to be answered once and for all. Perhaps it is a door that opens again and again, reminding us to live is to seek, to shape, to ask. Meaning is not what we discover at the end. It is what we create along the way. And so the invitation is yours. What gives your life meaning today? Is it a person, a dream, a quiet moment of stillness? And when tomorrow comes, could you begin again, shaping it anew? For perhaps the greatest secret is this: the meaning of life is not hidden somewhere out there. It already lives here, now, within you.